Fact of the day.
Fact of the day.
Hello, hi, and welcome to Fact of the Day with me, Mark Lotsu. Bananas and chocolate. I know I've spoken about bananas a lot in my Fact of the Days, but we'll be very quick on bananas related to chocolate. So both of them have the potential to be globally wiped out. Can you imagine? No more of either one. Ridiculous, right? This is because of monoculture. So monoculture is where you just grow one plant consistently. 95% of all bananas in the world are Cavendish bananas, and they're all just clones. So you take a banana plant and you take a cutting and you grow another banana plant. Take a cutting, grow another banana plant. And that is how it's spread throughout the entire world. So that means every single banana plant is basically a genetically identical copy of every other banana plant. So if the disease is able to attack one plant because of the genes it has, then it can attack all of them and decimate the entire crop. So there are over 1,000 varieties of banana plant, but we only predominantly eat the Cavendish. There was another type called the Gros Michel, and this one was attacked by a blight, by a disease, and it's decimated that population. It was actually tastier, apparently, than the Cavendish, but we can't eat it anymore because we can't mass produce it because it'll all be wiped out. Chocolate. I know you're thinking, what's going to happen with chocolate? Is this going to happen with chocolate? Yes, it potentially could happen with chocolate. So chocolate comes from the cacao tree, and there's only a few varieties of cacao tree that are being used. And these are hand selected in the 1940s because they gave the best chocolate. Bean pod, and it's got seeds inside, which are the beans, and you basically use those to make the chocolate. So in the 1970s in Costa Rica, there was a white fungus, and it's called a frosty pod rot. And what it did is it attacked the pod and just decimate it and kill it off. And this spread throughout all of the cacao trees in Costa Rica on that plantation, which meant that before farmers knew what was going on, 96% of all chocolate from that area was gone. It wouldn't be produced anymore because this fungus was attacking these trees, which are all genetically identical. One single infected pod could release 7 billion spores, so you can imagine how quickly this could spread. The problem we have nowadays is travel. So you go on a plane, go on a boat, so that means any pathogens, bacteria, fungus, can be transferred by humans from one place to another. You get some on your clothes, you get on a plane, you fly somewhere else, and it comes off the plane, and it gets off your clothes, and it infects those plants. Just recently, it's thought this white fungus has been spread by drug traffickers to Jamaica. And it's also thought that the trees in West Africa, where the majority of the chocolate is sourced from for these big companies, are also susceptible to the same disease. Problem, right? But there is a solution. Science has an answer. So Dr. Philip Moore has created something called the Cacao Genetic Improvement Program, where there's 1,235 different varieties of cacao plant. And he started practicing this years and years and years ago. And in 1980, he started hybridizing plants which produced seeds which made really nice and tasty chocolate with plants which are resistant to this fungus. And in 2006 was the first trials of this new type of plant, and they found that this new type of plant produced 6 times as much chocolate as regular. What? And also the effectiveness of the fungus went from 75% all the way down to 5%. Question you need to ask yourself is, how comfortable are you eating genetically modified chocolate? We'll look at genetic modification in another Fact of the Day, another day. Thanks so much for watching. Love you, bye, love you, bye, love you, bye.